Aw.
Just give us the signal when.
Bop, 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 bop. We're live now. We're incredibly live.
Welcome to Gamers Unrated.
Welcome to Gamers Unrated.
I am your host, Steel Tamashi, along with co-host.
Immortal Otaku 85.
And you might be noticing that we're missing someone today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Captain is off doing other things.
He's impressing women and re-tearing his...
Exactly, tearing his arm back up again.
If you didn't know, he tore his arm trying to impress a girl.
That didn't turn out very well.
Yeah.
But anyway, today's episode is kind of special because 3 days ago, Gamers Unrated celebrated its 1-year anniversary.
I've only been around for 8 months out of that year.
Yeah, probably.
Probably
about 8 months.
yeah.
But yeah, it's now been a year since Gamers Unrated has been on the air. So just want to take a second and thank the fans that have been listening to us while we were the podcast.
We want to express our heartfelt gratitude to all of you out there.
Thank you.
Thank
Oh
you.
my gosh.
Thank you for sticking with us through all the anger and hate and rage and distrust.
It's the best way to do it. All right. And
Through all the lows.
with that, what have you been playing this week?
I've been playing Minecraft, the Tekkit version of Minecraft. It's kind of like a mod you can get off the internet, but it's got a ton of different mods in it, and it's super awesome because you can play multiple different versions which have multiple different mods. I've been playing EVE Online, of course, the usual. Some Fallout New Vegas. Of Orcs and Men is actually one of the games I've been playing. Really good game. Story-wise, really good. Gameplay-wise, intriguing. I wouldn't say great. Overall, pretty good so far. I think that pretty much wraps it up for me. Oh, Payday the Heist.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
That's a really good game.
It does sound pretty. You want to kind of give that a little bit of a
A little life.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Give it character.
Okay. Then do it then. Quit
It
giving me a hard time.
I'll give you a hard time.
No.
No, please. I like that weak no. But it's I'm surprised. It actually came out like a couple years ago. It didn't really get a lot of attention, but it's really innovative because you usually get a lot of like these multiplayer shooter games, but this one really kind of broke that model by it focused around your 4 guys trying to make a heist. You're trying to break into a bank. I've done they have an international bank level. They have a one where you're like break into a drug lord's like apartment complex, and you're airlifting out this big vault of money he's just got in there. And it's really crazy because you got all these objectives, and they're never ever, from what I've seen, they're not exactly the same at all.
Mhm.
Like you'll have drills and saws, like you had to use saws to saw the vaults out of the fucking
Nice.
building, and then lay C4 to blow holes all the way to the roof.
Good grief.
And it's just ridiculous. The bank is pretty self-explanatory. You use it. You have to protect a drill while it gets through a door. You have to go through those and use like this chemical compound to melt through several floors into the bank, like the vault,
Mhm.
and then like raid all the money. It's really awesome, and you really feel almost panicked at many of, like, for instance, the ending. Like the ending, the kind of grand finale is you've got a time limit and you're trying to run, but like you don't have a lot of armor, so if you take too many hits, you're going down, and then the rest of the team just like falls in the ground.
Mhm.
So it emphasizes teamwork too.
Interesting. So, is it free to play, or does it cost money, or
It was on sale when I bought it, of course.
yeah? Considering
I think it was 75% off over this past week. I think it's around $25, $30. So
Okay,
so it's
that's
not
not
that
bad.
expensive.
Awesome.
I
So-
got it. I think I got it for around like $6. So
I'm guessing you would definitely recommend it then.
definitely recommend it.
Okay. Cool beans.
And it's not even $60. I mean,
Yeah,
no,
that's even better.
full price.
Well, I mean, free would be
Hey,
best.
hey,
but, you know.
publishers, that should tell you something about your shitty $60 games.
Well, that's a different.
Yeah.
That doesn't always work.
Different beast, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get onto that today, actually. So that's good segue, but not yet.
Get ready for it.
But aside from the usual, PSO2 on PC and Vita, and actually I'm thinking I'm probably gonna take a little bit of a break because I've been kind of like
From
speeding
games?
through.
From games? Or
No, just the actual game. Yeah.
PSO2.
Yes, I'm taking a break from games. This will be my last episode for a while.
Good
But,
job. Good
yeah.
job.
There you go.
I'm proud of you.
Yes.
I'm
But
too
yeah.
much of a whore to leave.
But yeah, PSO2. I've been playing that. I basically hit the level cap now, so I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, wait for another update, which means in about a week and a half. So, but aside from that, I've been playing Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on my 3DS, which has kind of been satiating that RPG multiplayer type of thing.
Big words.
And then also I picked up from Target for $20 Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch.
How far have you gotten through?
I have not gotten very far at all.
What would you say of your first impressions?
I would say it's a pretty good game. I really like the artwork. I mean, the game's like a giant big pun. The humor in it is like it's kind of one of those things that's like, there's so many like references to American stuff. You got to figure, does this game even make sense in Japan?
They're catering to.
Well, yeah, but it is kind of nice, especially after some JRPG.
I think it's impressive that they're catering at all to America.
Yeah, exactly. And but this is the game. Like, guys, if you like JRPGs, you need to buy this game. And Target has it for like $30 right now, so you need to go get it. Like leave the show now, go get it, and come back. But
get that game.
Yes, it is good. You need to get it. But aside from that, that's really been about it.
Okay.
Yep.
So
moving on, I guess we should start on the news.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, our first news article today, Sega just released the new trailer for Sonic Lost Worlds, which is a Nintendo exclusive, and I think we have a trailer for that.
Let's take a look.
Yep. So, Sonic Lost Worlds. Here's my thing. This kind of looks like there's been a lot of games throughout Sonic's history that have kind of been, I don't want to say rip-offs, but in a lot of cases they have been kind of copycats of a lot of Mario games, and this one looks very similar to Mario Galaxy.
I'm going to be completely honest, have not seen this trailer.
So you have not seen the trailer?
No, not at all.
Well, then I guess I'm going to be doing the majority of the talking on this one.
Pretty much. I'm just going to say, cool.
Cool. Something even more interesting, and this was actually brought to me by somebody on the internet, actually, on the comments thread for this, and it basically said that this looks a lot like Sonic Extreme, which was that canceled Saturn game that we never got. And I kind of looked at the trailer again and then watched the beta footage for Sonic Extreme on YouTube, and they do look very similar. So it'd be interesting, like spiritual successor, perhaps. I'm
relabeling, perhaps.
Yeah. I am going to be blunt. I do not think that it's smart doing this as a Nintendo-only thing.
No, it's not.
because for those of you that were not able to see it during the trailer, Sonic Lost Worlds is now officially exclusive for Wii U and 3DS. So,
I mean, I don't know why they even bought. This is Sega. I don't know why they're making an exclusive for Nintendo at this point. Like, they'd make a lot more money, even just going to to PlayStation at this point. Like, even if they don't want to go out of to Xbox, which is an American company.
But the funny thing is that all the other Sonic games for the last few years have been on every console, which is really kind of odd. I mean, the last Sonic game didn't even come out on the Wii, so it's almost like a. I'll probably be buying the 3DS version because I have a 3DS, but I probably won't be bothering with the Wii U one.
I would not bother either.
Yeah.
Because you got 4 games that you'd want to get on a Wii, and that doesn't justify it at all.
Yeah, the Wii U at the moment is Earthbound from on the Virtual Console side, and then now Sonic Lost World on there.
Well, I mean, you got Bayonetta coming up as well, but
yeah, but even Bayonetta 2, we haven't heard anything on that recently, so
true.
It's kind of one of those things where it's out of sight, where they figure it's out of sight, out of mind.
Lost in licensing limbo.
Knowing Sega, it could probably come out tomorrow.
Hey guys, here it is.
Wait,
where's the marketing? Where's the marketing campaign?
No ads, no trailers, nothing.
Where are the billboards? Where are the posters?
Yeah, for Sega, it's a lot like Capcom. If it does not have Sonic somewhere in the title of the game, they will not put out anything for it and expect it to sell. Kind of like Capcom does with Street Fighter. But anyway, moving on to the next story, Planetary Annihilation.
Oh,
Mechs in space strategy game.
God damn it. Okay. It is set to go into alpha this upcoming month. I believe I already stated that, but what I did not state is they're predicting a December release. So look forward to your stockings for this one. I know I am, and if you even go on Google, type in Planetary Annihilation. I don't even remember how to get to the site or the site name.
Now, I know that most, you could probably find the site on Kickstarter because it's a Kickstarter campaign.
I mean, it's easier to Google.
So, yeah, but
Google will rule your mind.
Yes, but that being said, I don't know if it's like a closed alpha. Most alphas are.
I'm pretty sure it's closed to people
that donated to the Kickstarter, probably.
Well, I mean, you can buy a game that has the alpha included, but it costs like $80 an hour. It's like, I know I'd be funding them, but it's like, that's a lot of money. Because it goes like this, $40 for just like the bare bones at pre-order, and then you go to $60, which is like beta, and then $80, which is alpha, and all of these come with other stuff too, because it's progressively increasing all the gadgets.
I'm gonna say, I think $60 might be worth it.
60, yeah, but I just
80's
never know anymore.
80's a little over the top. Like when I spend $80 on a game, I want stuff coming with it.
Yeah.
Kind of like a whole lot of my other games that I get collector's editions of.
But I mean, on their site, they have like information saying that they want this to be like you make stuff. They want you to mod it all to hell. They want single player in there. They basically want to cater to the community that they're they want the community to be happy with the game. They don't want to just get some money in return. Is what I'm getting from them.
Well, you notice that like you have two different types of Kickstarters. One that's kind of like, we just want our money, and you have the others that are kind of like, money's one of those things that we need to actually make this work.
Yeah.
So we can actually put it out there and people can actually get it. But that's not going to rule all the decisions that we make in the game.
They initially predicted a summer release, so I'm glad that they at least pushed it back to be like, hey guys, we're taking our time. We care about this game.
Yeah.
Because I know I care about this massive mech in
this
space
like,
RTS.
For those of you that have not seen the trailer, go onto YouTube and type in Planetary Annihilation.
It's so awesome.
It is really awesome.
I love the narrating, and they have like their own like kind of dry humor in it, and it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we also have a really good espresso machine. Here, let's take a look.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Anything else you want to say on that?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Alrighty. Well, moving on. Xbox One news once again. Microsoft just released a a press release telling people that the Kinect that is attached to the system can in fact be turned off due to privacy concerns that many people have been reporting about the Kinect always being on.
Oh my.
Thoughts?
If you do buy an Xbox, just unplug the thing. Just unplug the Kinect.
Well, should you make the really crazy decision to buy an Xbox One at this point,
Kicking a dead horse, are we?
Considering some of the stuff that we went through last episode on it, I'm gonna say, that's just sort of like common sense. If you don't want your Kinect on all the time, just unplug it.
Yeah, I would unplug if I was to buy an Xbox. I'd unplug the Kinect and just say.
But then once again, I could
whatever.
see people kind of being like, we don't want to go through the 25-minute setup process every time we use the freaking thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just don't want.
We don't want to go through Kinect, period. Just get rid of Kinect. I don't know what this thing is with all the Microsoft trying to beat Nintendo at the motion control thing.
It's like you've already beat Nintendo.
That whole thing is like 2006. Just don't do it. It's over.
Sony,
the fad's done.
Has Sony even bothered saying they're going to bring out a Move controller? Doubt it.
No, they have Move, but that's
that's optional. That's the way it should fucking be.
I think they also kind of left that because that all in itself was kind of like, Microsoft and Nintendo have one, so we have one too.
Stupid. So stupid.
We released this, support it with 2 months of games, and then nothing else. It's in clearance racks for $15 for the whole.
I mean, at this point,
for the whole shebang.
At this point, technology to create that immersion is possible, but this cheap shit they're selling you is not going to cut it. I'm telling you right now.
What they really need to do is do like Star Trek and make games like in a holodeck, to where you just go into the room and you are the actual player inside of the game.
I mean, they could, but they need a projector that would project the game
and you'd have to
around
spend a lot of money.
Damn straight you would.
Yeah.
You'd be paying essentially what you'd pay for a top-of-the-line PC.
Or room in your house. I said holodeck, so.
Yeah, but I mean.
This is like a room that you walk into.
There are fucking devices that can create almost a holodeck.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Like, it can like, for instance, the Duck Hunt stuff?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we've advanced enough that we can make projectors that look a little more realistic.
Can you imagine Duck Hunt in real life? Can you imagine if Duck Hunt came out today? It'd be like the most badass type of first-person shooter game ever.
I think we'd fucking buy it. I think we would. I think we'd be like,
Nintendo,
interactive guns.
Nintendo, get to work on that. I want an HD remade version of Duck Hunt. But I want like a badass kind of thing, like ex-Vietnam vet, like going around. And allow me to shoot the damn dog. It's really fucking annoying. I was so sick of that dog. Like,
hey, Peter, how angry are you right now?
Yes, my apologies.
How angry are you?
Yeah.
It was him.
My words.
It was him. Don't blame me. No.
You're on the show. Guilty by association.
Damn it. Too bad that doesn't work with you now, does it? When I make a stupid comment.
Exactly. Because I'm safe. So yeah. Anything else to say on Kinect? It's kind of like beating a dead horse at this point.
It is.
Nobody likes it. Just get rid of it, Microsoft.
I mean, personally, everyone's beating Microsoft, and let me make this clear. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm just saying they're making some stupid calls.
Yeah.
I think we're both saying that. They're making some goddamn stupid calls. Okay.
All right, moving on. EVE Online.
EVE Online is
obviously this is his topic.
Shut up. They don't know that yet.
Yes, they do. PC host.
You done?
No.
Okay. Odyssey is set for its release, which is the newest expansion to EVE Online, for June 4th. And it will bring some new changes. They are focusing a lot more on exploration, which revolves around scanning sites down. Just making it easier for you to explore the vast reaches of space is probably the best way to put it. And they're also kind of focusing a little bit on POS changes. POS is like a personal operational space station.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, I forgot the actual, but that's essentially what it is. You put up your own space station and you can use it whenever you want. And they're trying to make that a little more friendly, user-friendly, I guess is probably the best way to put it. Still quite a few kinks in it, but in terms of like what their development is, because they still got quite a few. How to put it? annoying issues that are game features, but it's whatever at this point. Just saying, they're bringing it out June 4th, completely free expansion if you already own EVE Online and have a paying subscription.
Nice.
All their expansions are actually free.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously that is a PC-only title for those of you that have been living under a rock, but
it's a space sim, by the way. Pretty ridiculous in the backstabbing department, so
yeah, there you go.
Get ready to lose some money.
Yeah. We talking real or in-game?
Both.
Oh. Alrighty then.
Okay.
Before we move on, JC Fisher JC Fisher on Twitter just tweeted, everyone should check out at Gamers Unrated streaming live at rollcrownstudios.com/radio.html now. So
thank you,
JC, for being our advertising.
You're so awesome.
Yep.
I wish I could be you.
Yes.
Okay.
Muro Otaku wishes to be you and wishes to meet you.
I'll shake your hand.
There you go.
Or maybe I'll go in the bathroom first.
Probably be quite disturbing.
It would be quite an emotional moment for me.
There you go.
Physical contact with another human being.
Sweating out of your eyeballs.
It's fucking hot in here, dude.
All right, moving on. Microsoft again.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, Twitter kind of blew up when we found out that Xbox One is the Xbox One domains, xbox1.com and xbox1.net, are not owned by Microsoft. And Microsoft wants them. So apparently they are suing the owner of the web domains. It's apparently in the UK.
Yeah.
And is basically suing to get the rights to these domain names. So
that really helps with fostering trust in the community.
It's one of those things where, like, you know, there's already been like quite a few missteps with this.
Mm-hmm.
Should we really be trying to piss off the community more?
At this point, I don't think it matters, really. I really don't. Like, people are going to buy it irregardless. And let's remember, they're not really focusing on hardcore gamers because they have this notion that hardcore gamers are going to buy the box irregardless.
I understand.
Which is kind of stupid.
Yeah, and that's kind of the other thing about it is a lot of Microsoft's base is already saying that, you know, a lot of these Xbox 360 people are just going to carry over to Xbox One.
Like, I actually want to make a note. I have a coworker who's not even like a big gamer, but he's like saying how all his friends who were on consoles are now like moving to PCs, and he's saying it's even getting him into wanting to buy a PC just to like play the games they're playing and all this stuff. And it's kind of showing you almost a shift. I'm not saying this is a definite. I'm just saying you're seeing more people drawn.
Oh, most definitely.
Because it's these boxes aren't really hardcore anymore. Like Sony, probably, yeah. I wouldn't rule them out.
Well, at this point, you know, it's one of those cases where even Sony, it's kind of one of those things where I really feel like they're just kind of waiting to see where Microsoft screws up. Yeah. And say, hey, we got it right over here. Yeah. Come buy our system.
And that's not a good position.
Which that isn't a good position either. But with that being said, there is most definitely a shift going on.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
whether that'll happen in the near future, I don't know about that per se.
I wouldn't say near future, really. I'm just saying it's going to keep growing because you're looking at basically all these consoles are becoming casual, like, marketing tools. They have all these gadgets and stuff. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's an awesome tool if that's what you're looking for. If you're looking to have all this stuff and play some games too, you know, like maybe you're going to bring it out at a party and be like, hey, guys, let's play this, like, games for everyone on
sports.
Exactly. So
or Connect Fit.
But if you're looking for like
or Connect Star Wars.
If you're looking for an intense single player experience or just an intense experience in general, you're probably not going to find it on consoles much anymore. You will see some interesting games. I'm not going to rule that out at all. I'm just saying you're going to see a lot more interesting stuff coming from the PC, where you have a fostered, like, a growing indie community that's focusing on innovation.
Well, the thing that really sucks is that for people like myself that play a lot of JRPGs, you know, if the console market dies, we're screwed because Japanese developers don't make stuff for the PC. So it's one of those cases where get ready to replay all your old Final Fantasy games.
Or you could follow your dream and move to Japan.
Yeah, that's true. But once again, I mean, they go over there. The developers that it'll be just PC and iPad basically, and whichever ones don't want to make for the iPad will have to make for the PC. And if they don't do either of those, they're gone. And then we'll have things like Square Enix, releasing Final Fantasy All the Bravest, which is monetized junk, essentially.
I figure at this point I might as well just hold it because he keeps fucking falling over.
Flex your muscles. There we go. Who said gamers are all fat and stupid? Okay.
Now we're just muscly and stupid.
All right. But anywho,
flex your muscles.
I don't have any muscles. It's just flab.
He turned into a blonde.
But I'm okay with that.
He's proud. He's confident in his his masculinity.
Yes, I'm perfectly fine with it. All right, but anything else to really kind of say on this whole thing with just these companies doing stupid stuff? Because I know we're going to talk about it a little bit later.
At this point, I'm so used to it that it's like whatever.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right. Well, moving on. Nintendo has announced that they're going to be unveiling the next Super Smash Brothers at E3.
Oh my God.
Yep. Well, the interesting thing about this is that they've said that this next one will be on the Wii U and the 3DS. So myself, I'm more interested in the
3DS,
one that's like, okay, this is the first time Super Smash Brothers is going on
at
portable.
At this point, you should just forego the
I'm just like
Wii and just go straight to 3DS.
But
we're introducing everything to 3DS and Wii.
Yes.
Which one are you going to choose? 3DS?
I'm getting the 3DS version.
There you go.
I'm finally glad that they're supporting the damn thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, at this point, I guess it's the technology in both of them is about the same.
Yeah, I'd actually argue the 3DS is a little better. I mean, the 3DS has 3D. Whether you agree that it's good or not, I mean, you still have to admit the fact that it's technological. Advance.
They're pretty much about the same now.
It should be interesting, to say the least. But anywho, at E3, Nintendo plans to unveil next Super Smash Brothers. So keep in mind that E3 is now how many? A few days away, like a week and a half.
It's not okay. It'll be in full swing Tuesday after
10th.
next. Tuesday after next.
Yeah, June 10th is the first day of it, but
yeah.
But yeah, check us out next week and the week after for E3 coverage.
And I'll have a nice tan when I come back.
Exactly.
Because I'm going to the beach.
All right. Anything else? Super Smash Brothers?
Hey, a new console, a new Super Smash Brothers. Interesting.
There you go.
Interesting.
Well, it's kind of one of those things.
We didn't see this going coming, did we?
Yeah, definitely.
It was right out of the blue.
Mm-hmm.
It hit us right in the fucking forehead.
Just
okay.
There you go.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Didn't see that one coming. All right, moving on. One of our favorite topics to talk about, Peter Molyneux.
Oh yes.
So for those of you that have been living under a rock, Peter Molyneux has done this cube experiment for like the last few months or so.
It's essentially an app where you're doing a puzzle solving scenario. You're trying to break away layers of the cube, and eventually you'll get to the center of the cube. And
someone got to the center.
Yeah, someone got. Oh, did I also tell you they had to drop like a data bomb on the cube, like the app developer, because it was like no one was even close to breaking it.
Wow.
So they had to reduce the amount of like layers.
That should be a sign.
Yeah.
Experiments don't work all that well.
You want to know what they said about it? They were saying we have to speed this up because we're not relevant anymore. Like 6 months later.
All your people left. You're no longer the iOS darling for the week.
Okay, let's get on to this.
But
breaking.
anywho, the reveal. What was inside the cube?
Was it Irish or Scottish? Scottish?
I think it was Irish.
It was Irish.
I think. The internet will correct us.
To all of those out there who we are completely sorry that if we got this completely wrong, but we're going to go with Irish. Our guess is Irish.
Yeah, probably.
What is the Irish? Okay.
Anywho,
so this lucky person won the title of deity in the newest game for Peter Molyneux. It was 22 Cans, I think, his new developer.
Yep.
22 Cans, called Goddess. So this person earns the title of deity, and they earn income from each unit sold. Although we don't know how much like earns income means. Like for all we know it's like 0.001. So you like won't earn less than a penny for every unit.
Well, it's just one of these things that, like, from my understanding, the cube thing was monetized, where in order to get rid of parts of the cube, you actually had to spend real money.
Yeah.
And apparently, even funnier is that there were people that
you could pay
to put those blocks back on the cube
to put more layers on.
So basically, people were just throwing their money at wasting it.
Well, they were wasting it on rebuilding the
they
cube.
Probably got the game budget from the cube. There you go.
I would not be surprised, man.
That's how they made their money back.
That's how they stayed relevant.
Yeah, but anyway, Goddess. What do we know about this game?
All I know is it's almost like Black and White. That's all I know. That's really all I know. You're essentially playing. Wait, no, it wouldn't be, would it? Because he's the god. Now I don't know anything. I don't know shit about this game. And I think that's
that should be a sign. They did not properly publicize this.
This is a trademark of Peter, really.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like he hypes this stuff up, and before you know it, you don't know shit about it.
Exactly.
And you're just
you actually buy the game, and then it's like, huh?
All you're left with is just a title and a big question mark, and that's usually what you get. And Peter's like, "Oh my God, this game is going to be the best thing ever. We're going to want you to do this and this and this and this. Can we see some footage?
This game will change the way you play video games for the rest of your life."
I just want to say his failed games have spawned
bigger than Jesus. There you go.
All the Christian fans are going to scream at you.
But
closer. Do I have to have it in front of my mouth?
I actually can't hear me.
I'm touching the mic to my mouth at this point.
But anywho, sorry guys, technical difficulties.
Is it?
Yeah.
Or
anything else to really say on this Peter Molyneux game?
Or is it they just can't pick up my manly bravado and voice?
Maybe a little bit of both. I don't know.
My baritone.
That being said, anything else to say on this Peter Molyneux game?
I don't give a shit about it.
One of those things.
I don't give a shit. It was just like relevant news.
Yeah.
It's just like saying how sad it is that we don't know anything about this game at all.
Well, it's just a sign.
Oh.
Well, it's just a sign that, they didn't properly publicize this.
Of course not.
So, anywho, that being said, that kind of finishes it for the news segment. So, now I want to introduce a new segment onto the show, unboxing.
Unboxing the game.
Yes, and today, to unbox, I figured for the first one, I should probably bring in one of my favorites, and that would be the imported Japanese Sega Saturn, the white one. And as you can see from the box, this one came specifically with Christmas Nights into Dreams, although, unfortunately, the eBay seller that gave me this did not pack the disc inside the case, so I had to actually go buy that.
I wonder why.
Yeah, probably didn't have it.
Either that or they probably sold it.
Just kind of wanted to get a nice, good view of the box for you guys. Front, obviously, really nice. I think, actually, the Japanese Saturn logo actually looks a lot better than the American one. But just a quick kind of thing around the box. Bunch of Japanese writing that a lot of people watching this probably can't understand.
Well, I mean, there is some English on it.
Yeah, there is a little bit.
Very small amount.
Next generation of home entertainment is right here in this machine.
There is
Sega
English.
Saturn welcomes you to the next level.
There is English on it saying "Made in Korea."
Yes, there you go. But anywho, that being
universal
said,
business.
Moving on, I'm gonna actually go ahead and open this up now.
We're so excited.
Now this one is the second model, so this one is the white one, and this one has the controller inside.
Are you sure it's not like a cream colored?
No, it's not a cream color.
Not yet.
No, this one is white.
Not yet.
And actually, oddly enough, this is one that is actually stayed white, because anybody that knows also of the Super Nintendo days, that when your consoles, though especially the ones that were like silver and white, as they started to age, they started to turn this like nasty yellowish color.
Oh yeah.
But this Saturn actually managed to stay pretty white for the most part.
I guess not enough owners gave it the loving it deserved.
Here you go.
We'll hold the box up. Camera's right over there as well.
Here you go, guys. White
That
Sega
didn't
Saturn.
matter. You're gonna, I guess.
Yeah, just drop the box.
I have nowhere to drop it.
Just drop it in the middle. There you go. Or carry it over. Obviously, this one plays NTSC J Sega Saturn games. And
it's absolutely stunning.
Yes,
it's
it is.
Pristine condition.
Yep. Quite nice looking, especially for one that's like.
Why doesn't it turn on?
Because it's not plugged in.
But I want it to play now.
Well, that's not going to happen today, buddy. But anywho, this one's actually stayed in pretty nice condition. You have obviously the disc tray, cartridge input for those you using Action Replay, which, by the way, if you do not know, Japanese Saturn's cartridge input is not compatible with U.S. region stuff, so you cannot use your American Saturn memory cards.
So if you think it's not fitting because you're not pushing in hard enough,
yes, do not keep forcing it in.
Don't push
that does
it
not
in
work.
You have a lot of experience in this area, right?
Yes, I do. That's how I broke the gray one.
I wasn't referring to that.
And here you have the battery backup, which is actually quite interesting. That this was one of the first consoles that actually had a battery hard drive backup almost. It runs on a watch battery. If you look in there, you can see as the CR 2032s in there, and you can actually save memory to the actual system. Only problem is that once the battery died, your save data went along with it. So if you did not have a backup cart, you had no save data.
Oh,
and
that's funny.
I spent many an hour of Shining in the Holy Ark and Panzer Dragoon Saga and all these other games.
And then the battery
And
died.
then the battery dies, and it's like, no, my save data! Fuck!
Well, how do you replace it? Well, how do you replace it without losing all that? Keep it plugged in and on?
Backup cart.
Oh, okay.
That's what that's for.
Okay.
You just do it from the system's BIOS menu.
See, I thought it Action Replay meant something different. So.
Well, Action Replay is different. That basically breaks all the region locks.
Okay. Well, now I know.
But that does not work in the White Saturn. So if you want that, you would either have to get a mod chip put in, which are pretty easy to come by.
Oh, yeah.
And that's really about it. So that kind of concludes the unboxing of it. Just wanted you guys to see another piece of gaming history. There you go. White Sega Saturn.
Beautiful. Do you need the box?
Actually, we'll go ahead and
We'll
pass
just
this
leave it
over.
out.
Yeah. We can actually just leave it out. There you go.
Yeah.
If in the
Leave it in the eyes.
it could be a sign of corporations, which is interesting because we're going to be talking about those next.
Yes, we are.
So, a topic that many of the people that have been listening to the show for a while are quite familiar of us talking about is some of the stupid things that some video game companies do.
I'm super excited to be talking about this one. Really.
So, we came up with a discussion of corporations versus consumers. Mortal Otaku, if you would like to start us off with an opening statement.
Community is bad. We're going to just do what we want and send out this video game, and hopefully everyone will buy it. We're not going to pay any attention to all the people complaining about it.
Now, is that a direct quote from EA's public relations officer?
No, it's just something I'm saying.
No, okay.
Because I figured you'd want a statement.
Yeah.
Or better yet, Ubisoft and EA have issued statements that 97% of PC gamers pirate their games.
Well, and then actually looking at the actual facts, realize that that's nowhere near the actual number.
Actually, there was a piece of news a while ago about.
We covered it on the show.
Did we? About
yes,
about the one guy who did a report, like a study,
an actual study on how many games are actually pirated on PC.
And the biggest number was like Fallout New Vegas at like just under, what was it, under $1 million? I think it was under $1 million by like 100,000.
Considering the massive amounts that a lot of these other companies say that their games are being pirated.
Yeah, there are companies that are like, oh, we're getting like a 10 million pirated games, and it's just not even like 2 million.
Well, the reason why this topic kind of came up is that there's a lot of apprehension recently on the internet, thanks to Microsoft's Xbox One reveal. a lot of people have been very, how do you say, have kind of gone psycho overboard in complaints, and then some of them actually have some pretty valid points.
Become the crazy old veteran who's like living in a aluminum covered bunker.
Exactly, basically.
The government's in my ears.
Microsoft,
you're listening to me right now.
What are you doing?
Okay,
But
let's get on with it.
But anywho, we figure we kind of talk about that a little bit today. And one of the big things we wanted to talk about first was, and we kind of already started on this, pirating.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of game companies, as we just stated, say that a lot of their games end up getting pirated, and they count as, lost sales. And a lot of them also kind of use the same thing with used games, the same argument, saying that they don't get any of the money from it, so they end up losing it.
And the response to this is usually that we need to make the games harder to access, like without the internet, to make it connected. You need a code. You need all this stuff. When in fact that's not true at all. In fact, it often deters people from doing a legal means to purchase a game, because the fact of the matter, pirated games often are broken already for you, so you can just play it completely independent of the internet.
The funny thing of it is that, where you're kind of in an age where a lot of game developers are saying they want to make games for everyone. They want to make them simple for the casual gamer, so that way all audiences can enjoy them. And yet they do like this backwards stuff of, if you want to do this, you need to purchase this online pass, or you need to download this update, or this DLC, or this.
And what it comes down to is only the most dedicated people are going to bother doing it at this point.
At that point, the most dedicated people, they either would end up just pirating it, or even more, they just don't bother buying it.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I have never pirated a game, and I don't really intend to. Like, if someone handed me, like, if one of my friends was like, I pirated this game, you want a copy? I'd be like, why not? Because I'm not pirating it. Well, yes, I am.
You kind of
I'm perpetrating it.
by association.
Yeah, you're right. But it's just going
We've
to
all
say,
done things that are not.
I'm just not going to buy it at this point. What's the bother of going through all that hassle, the risk of getting like sued for pirating games, and often playing mediocre games. Let's face it, many of these ones that are like super DMR'd, just
DRM'd,
whatever.
Digital rights management.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
I never knew that. Digital rights
You
management.
learn something new every day.
Thank you. DRM.
Yep.
Anyway, but adding all these like codes that you need to use exclusively with one disc, all this crap. At that point, I really don't care.
It's interesting you came up with that codes thing, because
it started on PC actually.
Well, actually, it's also moving into Xbox One now.
Oh yeah.
Because
in order to
play games on your Xbox One, you have to install them onto your hard disk drive, which is already a big issue already, because it takes up a lot of space. But basically,
are you sure it's to hard disk?
Yeah, you have to onto the hard disk.
Wow.
Yep.
Them talking and highlighting cloud saving and crap like that, and they're going to do it straight to the hard drive.
Straight to the hard disk.
That's and you can't even replace the hard disk.
Nope.
That's the funniest part.
Nope. That's the
Enjoy that.
Very interesting
Enjoy
how
that.
they should. But anyway, when you purchase that game, if you purchase it new, it has a code already on it for the install. So that way, the system knows it's a game. It has a valid code. You can use this. Well, used games. Since obviously they've been used and they've been installed, the code on there obviously is not usable anymore. So what you would have to do is you have to put the disc in, buy the code off of Xbox Live, and then continue the install process. And rumors have been going around that the actual code price would be the price of a new game.
Oh,
so what you basically have is that people buying the discs for games for like $20-$30, and then having to buy the actual code to install and actually play it.
Probably not.
So in the end of the day, you've actually spent more on a used copy of it than new.
So at that point, you might as well just toss your game in the trash,
basically,
and not bother selling it. I mean, you could sell it. You're probably going to get pennies.
Now, the big issue is that what this does kind of to the used game market.
The community of
the community, because you got to figure there are a lot of games that, like, if I had not bought like the first one used, I would not buy the sequel new. Like, for example,
because you wouldn't even know at that point.
Yeah, like for example, Uncharted. I bought that used on PS3, loved it, and then went and bought 2 and 3 new. So that was kind of one of those things that I was like, this is how you get people that are kind of interested in your game, but just not enough to spend $60 on it. They buy that, and then they carry over and buy the other sequels, or buy your other games to the company. Like, quite famously, I mean, I said it on the RPG episode that, my first Final Fantasy game was Final Fantasy VII, but that was my cousin's copy. We played over at his house. And, look what that turned into.
Yep.
I bought
a Lifeboy fanism.
Exactly.
Fanboyism.
But
lifetime.
At the same time, if I had to buy that game myself, I would not have.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. And actually, this will segue into what we want to talk about. Do we want to talk about how some publishers are like restricting people from doing Uplays?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll start off with the most obvious one in the news, Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
Nintendo wants the ad revenue for all Let's Play videos on YouTube.
So anyone who did a Let's Play video, if you don't have the money, they want that money any way possible. So they're going to get that ad revenue.
It's just one of those cases of, like, I understand that, they can charge the money.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. They can charge it. But the big issue is that when it comes right down to it, it's just a dick move. Because it's almost like, I understand the whole thing of, you don't want...
do we want to say essentially that this is good business from the perspective of a business? Like, to make money any way you can on any of your products, it's good business. But the problem is the business Nintendo's in is games, and games is all about community. If you have no one watching videos, like Let's Play videos, you're going to get less sales. In fact, many indie game developers have claimed that if it wasn't for Let's Play video games, like Let's Play videos, they wouldn't sell the amounts they do.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Nintendo, just as a company, advertising-wise, they don't do very well. And you would figure that,
and now
they would enjoy the fact that, there are people on there that do, hey, let's play this game.
Yeah.
And the even funnier part is that, if they're complaining that they're not getting game sales off of this, most of the people that are doing Let's Plays are doing Let's Plays of games from Nintendo systems that have been off the market for years.
Way back.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, okay, so what are you talking about here? You're not making any money off of this already.
Yeah.
But I guess in that case, but unfortunately, it is coming down to that time where we do need to wrap up. But I did want to close this out with a little statement that I think encapsulates this whole belief.
We haven't even covered everything. It was the sad part.
This is only like the surface stuff here.
Tip of the iceberg.
But maybe a best way to kind of wrap this up was a tweet actually by Jim Sterling of Destructoid fame. Corporations will rather legislate and destroy new tech, new business models, than evolve and succeed. They prefer blame to self-improvement.
It's easier. That's the best way to put it.
You make more money that way.
Of course. When you suppress the rising businesses, then you still stay the superior.
But at the same time, it's kind of...
You stagnate the market.
Yeah. And not only that, but, you stagnate any new technology, new ideas for games.
The funniest thing is, let's see, what is it called? Capitalism. It's about free market. You shouldn't suppress other businesses. But
that's the funniest thing.
That's what we're doing. We're suppressing other businesses.
That's opening up a whole another can of worms.
But it does tie into this. It's like if this was an exact capitalist market, then they couldn't suppress another business from bringing in new ideas, new stuff, tech, anything, software, hardware.
Unfortunately, we do kind of have to leave it at that because we are coming down to the end of mark.
And
So-
we miss you so. We want to talk more.
Yes, we want to talk more about this.
We want to tell you so much.
This is definitely a topic we will revisit because we haven't said
We need to,
nearly as
yeah.
much as we wanted to.
We should kick Greg out more often.
Yeah, there you go. But anywho,
He's in the doghouse now.
closing out internet whoring. Where can we find you on the internet, good sir?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm at ImmortalOtaku85. You can find me on Gmail, ImmortalOtaku85 at gmail.com. You can find me on Tumblr at Insanity in Simplified. Would probably be the best way to do it. Just search for it. I really need to write that down so I have the
It's
exact.
immortalotaku85.tumblr.com.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that works better.
Holy shit, more than he does. So,
I don't remember words, man. I don't remember any words.
there you go.
You can find me on Steam at ImmortalOtaku85, of course. Please email me first at immortalotaku@gmail before you send a friend invite, as I don't like being a game whore.
Yeah. Friend this guy, friend this guy, friend this guy.
Look at all these
That's
people.
me.
Look at all these people. Friend.
You want to friend
friend,
people on
friend,
impulse,
friend.
friend me.
He'll take it.
And speaking of which,
He takes
you
it
can find
every
me.
way.
Speaking of which, you can find me on Steam, Steel Tamashi,
He's rarely on.
and also on PSN, which you'll find me a lot more on, Steel Tamashi as well. You can also follow my blog, The Soul of Steel, video games, anime, and more at steeltamashi.tumblr.com, and email me at steeltamashi.gmail.com.
We'll get back to you whenever we do.
And also, you can follow Gamers Unrated on Twitter at Gamers Unrated. You can also go onto our website at gamersunrated.libsyn.com and download episodes from there.
Follow us on YouTube.
And also make comments. You can also follow us on YouTube, Gamers Unrated Show, www.youtube.com/user/Gamers Unrated Show, where you can watch past episodes that you may have missed or today's episode. You can also make comments there, and also has the link to the live stream at www.royalcrownstudios.com/radio.html.
Which you can find right here, right now.
Exactly. Live. You can watch us live weekdays, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time.
Are we done with the whoring?
I believe so.
That's a lot of whoring.
Yes, it
We
is.
should probably make it into text and
Should probably wear a
scroll
condom
it
next
down
time.
the screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anywho. So, anything else you wanted to say, my good man?
I want to go to the beach.
You probably should ask Captain to do that.
No. I don't want to go with other people.
Why?
You know what I'm going to
You're
do?
going to go to the beach by yourself?
Yeah. You want to know why I'm doing
What
this?
sense does that make?
I'm going to lie out on the beach and get some tan. I'm not going in the water.
So?
I'm going to eat the food along the boardwalk, and it's going to be delicious. And I'm just going to enjoy my time alone. It's how I rejuvenate myself.
You are such a fucking loner.
It's how I rejuvenate myself.
You rejuvenate yourself.
How I rejuvenate
Sitting in a
myself.
dark room.
Is there any other way?
Actually, yes, there is another way, actually.
And what is this?
Be sensible.
Getting completely drunk and nailing random chicks in a bar?
Yeah.
Or just
Or
out
at a
on the
con.
street?
No.
Hey,
Or at a
would you
con.
like to try some of this?
Yeah.
What
Does
is
this
it?
smell like chloroform to you?
Surprise!
Surprise!
It's not rape. If
That's
you
not
yell
me
surprise
from
first.
That's not me from behind. You have no proof.
I used the condom. Whoops.
Yeah. Anywho, guys. I'm Steel Tamashi,
This is Immortal Otaku 85.
and you have been listening to Gamers Unrated. Good night, everybody.
See you around.